While everyone's arguing about tech jobs and AI taking over, a completely different crisis just hit American healthcare like a freight train. Most people think immigration laws only affect tech workers and big corporations, that foreign doctors and nurses have plenty of pathways to work in America, that our medical system is protected from political changes. A single law just made it nearly impossible for hospitals to hire the foreign doctors and nurses, keeping rural America alive. And the cost is so high, it hardly seems real. This isn't speculation. Over 200 hospitals have already started canceling job offers. Medical residency programs are scrambling to fill positions, and rural communities are about to lose their only healthcare providers. In the next few minutes, you'll discover exactly how a $100,000 visa fee is quietly dismantling America's healthcare system, why even existing doctors are now trapped in their jobs, and the one exemption that could prevent a nationwide medical shortage if we act fast enough. The $100,000 bombshell. Let us start with the surprise that blindsided everyone. In September 2025, the U.S. government quietly passed a rule that forces employers to pay $100,000 for every new H-1B visa petition. Not $10,000, not $50,000, $100,000. And the shocking part, this applies to every single foreign healthcare worker trying to get a job in America. Doesn't matter if you're a brain surgeon or a physical therapist, rural hospital or major medical center. The fee is exactly the same. Now, in tech, companies routinely spend six figures on signing bonuses and stock options. But healthcare? A typical hospital nurse makes $75,000 per year. A medical resident makes $55,000. You're asking hospitals to pay twice someone's annual salary just for the paperwork to hire them. Do the math. Would you spend $100,000 to hire someone making $55,000? Of course not, and neither will they. Who's still safe and who's not? If you're already working in America on an H-1B visa, you might think you're safe, and technically you are. You can renew your current visa without paying the new fee. But here's the catch nobody saw coming. The moment you want to change jobs, you're starting over. And that triggers the $100,000 fee all over again. Picture this. You're a talented doctor working at a hospital that's treating you poorly. Long hours, low pay, terrible conditions. In the old system, you could find a better job and transfer your visa. But now, you're completely stuck. This has made healthcare like modern-day slavery. These workers aren't trapped by contracts. They're trapped because they can't afford to leave. If you thought that was concerning, wait till you hear this next part. The end of medical training pipelines. This is where the real damage happens, and it's almost invisible. Right now, over 30% of medical residents in America are international graduates. These are the doctors in training who work 90-hour weeks, keeping hospitals running while they learn specialized skills. Most of them come on H-1B visas. And under this new law, hospitals now have to pay $100,000 per resident to sponsor them. For most hospitals, that's literally impossible. They'll simply stop hiring foreign residents altogether. But here's the scary part. We're not just talking about current shortages. We're talking about manufacturing future ones. These residents become the specialists, surgeons, and primary care doctors America desperately needs. By blocking them today, we're guaranteeing a healthcare crisis in 5 to 10 years that'll make today's problems look minor. Why rural America should be very worried. More than 76 million Americans live in areas with severe doctor shortages. And guess who's been keeping those communities alive? Foreign healthcare workers. In many rural hospitals, nearly every doctor, nurse, and specialist is an immigrant. Small towns where the only doctor delivering babies is from another country. Emergency rooms where foreign doctors are the difference between life and death. These aren't wealthy medical centers with deep pockets. These are struggling rural hospitals operating on razor-thin margins. They can barely afford to keep the lights on, let alone pay $100,000 per worker in visa fees. And when these hospitals can't hire the doctors they need, they close permanently. This isn't theoretical. Since the law passed, rural hospitals in Texas, Montana, and Ohio have already started withdrawing job offers from foreign doctors. Some are talking about shutting down entire departments. We're witnessing the systematic destruction of healthcare access in America's most vulnerable communities. And most people have no idea it's happening. But if you liked that, wait till you hear this. There's actually a way out. The exemption that could save everyone. Buried deep in this law is something called a national interest exemption. The Department of Homeland Security has the power to waive the $100,000 fee for jobs they consider essential to America. The White House has already hinted that healthcare workers might qualify for a broad exemption. Doctors in underserved areas, nurses in critical care, therapists in rehabilitation, they could all be saved from this fee. But here's the problem. As of today, no official exemption has been published. Every week of delay means more job offers withdrawn, more medical programs canceled, more rural hospitals planning to close. The exemption exists. The authority is there. But without public pressure, it might never happen. And that's where this story becomes about more than just policy. It becomes about whether we'll fight for the healthcare system we need. At first, this might seem like just another immigration story, but what you discovered is that a single $100,000 fee is quietly dismantling the healthcare system that keeps America alive. This exceeded what most people know about this crisis because the media isn't covering the healthcare angle. They're focused on tech workers while missing the story that affects every American who might need a doctor, nurse, or hospital. Here's what you can do right now. Share this video with anyone who cares about healthcare access. Tag your representatives and ask them about healthcare exemptions from this fee. Because without these workers, the system doesn't work. And if you want to stay ahead of stories like this, stories that affect your life but fly under the radar, hit that subscribe button. Because while everyone else is arguing about the obvious stuff, we'll keep uncovering the hidden changes that really matter. Your next hospital visit might depend on whether we act on this. Don't let that be too late.